Hello, welcome back to Statistics and Mathematics YouTube channel. Today we are going to continue our series of videos on the statistical method. Our main focus today is to use the central tendencies on a group data. When a group data is given to you and then you have been asked to calculate for your sample mean, you have been asked to calculate for your mode, how can one be able to do all these kind of stuff? Right, so I'm going to walk you guys through how when a group data is given to you, you will be able to calculate for your mean and then the mode, right? Yes. So in the central tendency for the ungroup data, we had a formula for the sample mean or the arithmetic mean, which was equal to summation of f of x divided by summation of f. Nothing on that formula has changed. It's the same formula that we are going to use, but here the x that we know on the ungroup data will not be the same as the x you know on the group data. The x that we will use on the group data here, our x will be equal to what? The class midpoint or the class mark, right? That will be our x, right? And then our f will still remain the same. That's what the frequency. So in case you have been asked in an exams to calculate the arithmetic mean or the sample mean for a given group data, all that you have to do is to just write your formula down as you have here. Sigma f of x divided by what? Sigma what? F, right? So the f of x here is what? Just multiplying f by x, and then just sum everything, and then you sum everything on what? The frequency section. Just divide, and then you get your arithmetic mean or the mean for the group data given. And then the mode, as you know, the mode is also the same thing as what? The most occurring what? Number. The most occurring what? Number. So let's use example to explain for us to really understand the formulas that you have been provided above, right? So here it said this data represents the net worth of 45 national corporation, right? So here you have been given the class limit, right, and what? Our frequency. And then when you see this is typically what? A group frequency distribution, because the class limit is being given in the form of what? An interval, right? Sorry, I think here was supposed to be 20, right? Not 12, right? Let me correct it. Okay, sure, let's continue. So you see that the class limit is in the form of what? A given what? Interval. So basically this is what? A group frequency what? Distribution. And then the question is here, it said, the question says calculate the mode and the mean of what? The data given what? Above. We are supposed to calculate for the mode and then what? The mean of the data given above. So since the class limit is in the form of an interval, this is what? A group data. And then we have a way of calculating for what? We have a way of calculating for the mean, right? First, we have to get our class midpoint or our class mark. And then you multiply the class mark by what? The frequency to get the sigma of f of x, and then we divide it by what? The summation of what? The frequency given here, right? So let's go to our solution for the solution, right? So here we have our class limit, and then we have what? Our frequency. So our frequency is what? The f, right? So right now we have our f here. All that we need right now is to calculate for to get what? Our x. You see, this is a given interval, so you cannot use an interval to represent what? X. So what you have to do here is to just calculate for our class mark or class midpoint, right? And then in our previous video too, we learned something about how we can calculate for our class boundary, how we can calculate for our class midpoint, our class mark, relative frequency when the need what? Arise. So we learned how we will do that one here, we will do that one there, right? So here we have been asked to calculate for the class mark or the class midpoint. The class mark or the class midpoint will be what? The x, right? So here what you have to do is to come to what? The class limit, right? So for the class limit, all that you are going to do is to just find the average of the class limit, right? So here 10 plus 20, and then you divide it by 2, right, to get what? Your x for the first level. So here 10 plus 20 divided by 2 will give us what? 15, right? And when you come here to 21 plus 31 divided by 2, we are going to get what? 26, right? 32 plus 42 divided by what? 2, we are going to get 37. 43 plus 53 divided by 2, we are going to get 48. 54 plus 64 divided by 2, we are going to get 59. 65 plus 75 divided by 2, we are going to get what? 70. So right now we have been able to get our x's, right? So here we have 15, 26, 37, 48, 59, and then 70 to be what? Our x's, right? So right now all that you have to do is to find for what? Our f of x, because we know that our formula for recalculating for our mean is summation of f of x divided by summation of what? F, right? So right now we have to get our summation for our summation of what? F of x, and then summation of what? F. The summation of f here is already given in the table, so it's not really difficult for us to do, right? But we have to calculate for what? The f of x. That's the reason why we calculated for the x before multiplying them, because the x wasn't given in the table, right? So all that you have to do is to just get our f of x. So the f of x here is just the frequency times what? The x, right? So here you have 2 times 15, which will give us what? 30. Here you have 8 times 26, which is going to give us 208. 15 times 37, which is going to give us 555. 7 times 48, which is going to give us 336. 10 times 59, which is going to give us 590. And then 3 times 70, which is going to give us 210. So right now we have our f of x, right? We have our f of x right now. Yes, we have our f of x right now. So right now we have our f of x for each level. So all that you have to do is to just sum everything here to get to what? Your sigma f of x, right? So we are going to sum everything. So 300 plus 208 plus 550 plus 360 plus 590 plus 210. So when we add everything, you are going to get 1929, right? And then we will sum our frequencies to 2 plus 8 plus 15 plus 7 plus 10 plus 3 is also going to give us what? 45, right? So right now once we have our sigma f of x, and then we have our sigma f, the work is done, right? We know that our mean is equal to sigma f of x divided by sigma f, and we know that sigma f of x is what? 1929, and then we know that our sigma f is what? 45. So we are just going to divide 45 by 1929. Once you divide, you are going to get 42.8666 what? 7. So this is what our mean for the group distribution, right? This is our arithmetic mean or the sample mean for the question given above. And then we were also asked to calculate for what? The mode, right? And then we all know that for the mode is what? The most occurring what? Number. So when you look through the frequencies, which interval repeated itself many times, right? So we could see here that we have 15, right? Where is what? The highest frequency among the list given here. So here our modal class will be what? 32 to what? 42. That will be our modal class. So here our modal class, right? The modal class will be equal to what? 32 to what? 42. That will be what? Our modal class. So this is how this question can be solved. So let's solve one additional more question, and then we will call it a day, right? Yes. So here it says, the next question says, a random sample of 10 states shows the number of specific coffee shops for a specific company, right? And here the class is being given and the frequency is being given, and then we have been asked to calculate for the mean of what? The distribution given what? Above, right? We have been asked to calculate for what? The mean. So here all that you have to do is to create your x's, and then here is your frequency. You just multiply your frequency to what? The x's, find the summation of what? F of x, and the summation of f, divide to get what? Your mean. And for this one, I have the solution here for you. So this is the solution for the question given, right? So here the mean, we all know that the mean is what? Summation of what? We all know that the mean is what? Summation of f of x divided by summation of what? Sigma f of x divided by sigma what? F, right? So here all that you have to do is for this is our classes, and this is what? Our f, right? We have to get what? Our class mark or our class midpoint. So the class mark or the class midpoint is what? Just the addition of the modal the classes divided by 2. So here when you add 1 to 10, we are getting 11 divided by 5. Divided by 2, we are getting 5.5. When you have 11 plus 20 divided by 2, we are having 15.5. When you have 21 plus 30 divided by 2, you are having 25.5. When you have 31 plus 40 divided by 2, we are having 35.5. We have 41 plus 50 divided by 2, we are having 45.5. So this is what our x is, right? So all that we are going to do here is to just multiply our frequency 2 by what? 5.5 to get what? 11. 1 by 15.5 to get what? 15.5. 3 by 25.5 to get what? 76.5. 2 by 35.5 to get 71. 2 by 45.5 to get what? 91. Right? So this is how we will get what? Our f of x. Right? So right now all that we need is to just get the sigma of f and the sigma of f of x. Right? So the sigma of f, we are just going to add everything here. And when you add everything here, we are having 10. And then when you add everything here, we are getting what? 265. So the mean is given by summation of what? F of x divided by our sigma f. Right? So here we are going to have 265 divided by 10, and our final answer will be what? 26.5. So this is how the solution to that question is. So this is Statistics and Mathematics YouTube channel. Please, if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe, like and share so that this video will get to your friends for them to also watch so that they will be blessed. And don't forget to leave your comments at the comment section below. Bye. Have a great day.